first live review for Wonder Woman 84. And by that I mean my first live review, because it's Christmas Eve and I don't want to sit in front of the computer editing all day. So, welcome back to my set. It's been a while, and today, yes, like I said, Wonder Woman 84. I've got my notes. Let's do it. I'll try and keep it spoiler free, but it's live, so no promises. I'm not locking myself in that. Okay, now the opening. The opening to Wonder Woman 84 is absolutely beautiful. We do go back to Themyscira, which is great. We do want to see more of that. We do want to see more Hippolyta and Antiope. We want to see those characters because we were just so in love with them. And seeing those relationships that built Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman into the woman she is for the movies is a really great thing to see. And I'm glad that they brought these two characters back to show that and to investigate that world a bit more. They've also given us the Olympics, which, well, I don't know if you call it the Olympics, but anyway, they gave us that, which is straight from the comics, like the OG story, how Wonder Woman fights her way to defend man, to be the representative of the Amazons. I get that mixed up. So that's awesome to see that, to go back onto the island, to see this, to see how Diana grows into her role as a princess and a warrior, and how she is really quite good, even from a young age. Maybe just a little too good, but you know what, we'll just let it slide. Some of the acrobatics are really cool. I mean, they were really cool. And then from there we move into this beautiful 80s opening, and at first I think I was a bit disjointed from this. When you start to realize that yeah, woo, Alistair, DC. When you start to realize, yes, this is an 80s movie, and this robbery in the mart, what are they called, the mall in America, it's really setting the scene, and I think they do that perfectly. And it's, how do I describe it? It's really straight from the 80s. They've done an amazing job to really feel like it's, one, an 80s film set in the 80s, and two, it's been designed to be like it's from the 80s. You're getting that campy feel where Diana is still in control and she's still doing an amazing job of saving the day, but you still got the signal. Okay, I'm back. Apparently it cut out for a little bit. But the fact that they had three of the guys just wanting to catch the loot and then kind of yelling at the fourth guy who's doing something stupid, I love that. I love that. They're not painting every bad guy with the same brush. So that scene really sets the movie as an 80s film. And I know I've said this a few times, but that's a big kicker because, yes, so good, Alistair. So amazing. Thank you, Lethal. It sets the movie. It really does. But it kind of strays away from an 80s movie after that. So when you're looking at it, it's not, with the first movie it was a war film and you had that all the way through. It had the aesthetic, it had the kind of like a blue, a blue tinge to it all the way through. So you had that. And here you have an 80s film, but it doesn't really seep into the whole way through the movie. You do see costumes, there are probably references I didn't get. I'm a 94 baby. I'm gonna miss stuff. But it stops, and I think that could be to its detriment. However, it could have been too much if it was campy all the way through. So after that, it becomes a superhero movie. That's the shtick. And I think that's good. It's good. It could have had something else to really ground it, to really make it amazing, and drew it out of just that baseline genre. But they did do really good with just portraying Diana's theme here. So truth is the center of this story, and I guess it's the truth, honor, in the American way. No, truth, justice in the American way, or something. So you have the justice in the first movie where she's trying to bring, well, maybe it's not, anyway. Truth is the big thing in the middle here. I did see a couple of comments there, but they don't stay up. I've never done this before. Here we go. I don't think it's on HBO right now, and I'm not sure HBO is actually available in Australia. I think you have to, HBO, there you go, thank you, Lethal. Instead of HBO in Australia, you have to go to Amazon Prime, I think. Cool, now all the messages are visible. That's a cute little setting. But I really did like that 80s thing. I know that slipped throughout the rest of the film. It could have been too much if they kept it on, so I think they made the right choice, but I think they needed something else to bring it out of just a typical superhero. Well, not typical, it's not the right word, but just out of that superhero. All right, so I reconnected again. I don't know why my Wi-Fi is not that great. Um, but yes, the computer graphics. So there's a lot that was really good, and there was a lot that kind of was a bit of a mess. And I think you get that with a lot of movies, and I'm sure we got that with Wonder Woman 1 as well. I saw those comments, they're not staying out. Oh, here we go. Thanks, Lethal. Have a good day. Merry Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas. Um, there's one thing. It's kind of blessing. Oh, bless. And on Christmas Eve. So I explained at the start, I just don't want to edit this. I want to kind of enjoy my Christmas Eve with my family, who are none of which are awake yet. God bless them. None of them are awake yet. I was up at 5:30 thinking, how am I going to do this video? Distraction. So computer graphics in this film, again, hit and miss sometimes. So the bigger thing that really kind of stood out for me as a bit of like a weird story element, although it was really cool graphic wise, is we do see them in a plane. So this is possibly a spoiler. The invisible jet. We get it. We love it. It's there. It's straight from the comics. And I think that's what this movie does well, is it pulls a lot of even the weird elements, not the kangaroo, but the weird elements from Wonder Woman's comic book history. When it comes to the plane, though, the way that she makes it invisible, the history that I know is that it's when the plane crash lands on Themyscira, the Amazons fix it, imbue it with magic, it's now invisible. Good stuff. This time, that's not it. And this is where the spoiler is. Diana has figured out that she has this ability by doing this sort of magic movement to turn things invisible. And it's a throwaway line that she's tried it before with a coffee cup, and she doesn't know how long it lasts because she lost the coffee cup. And I spoke to my friend who's really into Wonder Woman comics, because as you know, I'm all about the Batgirl. I need to get some outside information. She doesn't know where that's from. She doesn't think this is from anywhere in the comics, which I think is a bit strange to put that in there. It's a bit like, okay, now she can do this. Now Wonder Woman can do this. But there is the new trick where she can lasso with the lasso of truth onto different things, like Spider-Man style, I guess. That's the best way to describe it, and flick through. That is shown to be a thing that Amazon warriors can do in the Olympic Games. So that's explained a bit. Some of these motions where she's running do look, again, another reconnection. That's a bit of a shame. You always have to work within the limitations of your budget, and that's always going to be very difficult. So I think if those were the things that needed to slide, and I mean, that's a good choice. That's a good choice because they get across the information that they need. There are a couple of scenes at the end where they do the same thing twice. This one I'm not going to spoil for you. They do the same thing twice, and the second time they do it, it looks beautiful. It looks so much better, and I think it's because it's meant to be the climax. It's the very end, and there's hope, which I really do love about that. The CG kind of overlaps with Kirsten Wiig's character, Cheetah, just a little bit at the very end. We've seen it in the trailers, and I remember, I think I said it on my trailer reaction, not too sure about that. She does look a lot better. She does look a lot better in the movies, and in fact, I want her back. The character progression, now that we've gone out of CG, let's look at the character progression of Cheetah, of Barbara. Wow, that is beautiful, perfectly done. I don't think they could have done it a better way, because you can understand why she's doing this. And in fact, I'm sure there are hundreds of women and men, and anyone, hundreds of people who would have done the same. So this progression is really, is quite grounded. My dogs were pacing my office. I feel like I should be. It's very grounded. It's very well done. I want her back. The ending suggests maybe she kind of leaves it open, really. Kind of leaves it open. And there are multiple origin stories, as with every character, for Cheetah. So we can see that perhaps she will be back to have those multiple origins. And I think that's clever. I like when my friend said that, the Wonder Woman nerd. Now, if we move on from Kirsten Wiig's Cheetah, let's jump on to Steve. Chris Pine. Beautiful man. Portrayed it wonderfully. The awe that he brought to that character when he saw the technology in the future, it was amazing. And it's such a different scene as well, because usually we see this awe of technology for now or for future technology. It's rare that we see something in the past. In fact, I don't think I've seen it at all, from someone going from further back to like something that we've already lived through. And I think that was really beautiful seeing that, to even see the beauty. And that's another thing that was a core element of this story, is the beauty. There was so much pain and hatred, and I'm gonna get on my corny soapbox, which Gal Gadot did really well. Sorry, another reconnection there. Gal Gadot did this amazingly. It was this Chris Pine says, what? Everyone says, yeah, Chris Pine's great. Chris Pine. Excuse that detour to the comment section. So we're jumping over to Gal Gadot here because the pair of them, I think, had such great chemistry. Like, it has skyrocketed since the first movie, and they actually gave it time. They gave it time to grow and mature and just let them be together, and I loved that. I honestly think that's one of the best romance stories I've seen on the screen in a long time, because it felt comfortable. They felt like they really wanted to be next to each other, and they really wanted to hold each other. But also they've done it really well where Steve is her partner. He's fighting with her, but he understands what she can do, so he's just getting the loose ends, He's just trying to make it a little bit easier and put in his effort, and I love that. So Chris Pine, beautiful human, well done, amazing work. And Gal Gadot as well. I have to say that from the first movie, I mean, how can you improve on that? She was amazing. And now in this, she has this one scene of pure desperation when she's talking to Barbara in the White House. And it rocked me. It really did. To see her like that, it was like, wow. It was incredible. Again, I'll try and avoid spoilers, but the way that they did it and the way that they introduced it is very good. Because at first you wonder, why is Diana tired? Why is she hurting? And it goes down this rabbit hole and slowly reveals it. And it's a beautiful, just gradual reveal of this, I guess, how do I do this without spoiling? It's just a great reveal. It's very well done, drip fed, but done good, done really well. The second scene, apart from in the White House, where Diana is really drawn, really tired, the second scene that really grabbed me was in Egypt. And it's one of these two scenes. One of these two scenes would be this movie's No Man's Land. So she's in Egypt and she's taking on, like, some more reconnection. Gotta love it. So she's taken all this on to get to Max Lord. And wow. It's just the way that they've designed her to move with the trucks and fight these trucks, and it's a whole new fighting sequence, I guess, because she's not really battling the people. She's trying to keep the guys alive because it's not their fault. And she says as such in the White House. And that's another moment in the White House that's amazing. She's not fighting the guards. She's trying to stop them from hurting themselves. And so the way that she catches them, cradles their head to the floor so they don't crack their head open. Beautiful work. I'm trying so hard not to give too much away. Now the ending could have been written better. For what we had been delivered before it, the amazing lines between Steve and Diana, the beautiful progression of Cheetah, of Barbara, the ending could have been written better. It got a little bit cheesy. At the same time, she kind of had a reason for it, to who her audience was in the movie, at that scene. Still could have been done a little bit better, a little bit disappointing, but there is like a mid-credit scene that brings it right around, and this is 100%, I'm not going to tell you anything about that scene other than to sit in the movie theater until halfway through the credits, because there's nothing at the end, at least it wasn't for us. Yeah, stay for that scene. Beautiful, amazing, you've got to see it. So guys, that is my quick rundown. I'm sure there's a million other things I want to talk about, but it's also Christmas Eve, and I want to do some baking. I want to do some cooking. So I'm going to go do that. But before I go, as a little Christmas present to you other than a video on Christmas Eve, come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Oh, he's my baby. He's my dog. This is Albie, Mr. Albert Einstein. He does not live up to his name, but he's beautiful. Let's have a look at these comments. Ending B as devices in the first film, some felt. I don't think it'll be divisive. I think people just hope. Will hope. Ooh, that's a word for DC. I just can't. Here you go. Sorry, another reconnection. Maxwell Lord was it again, another really great villain, and I liked his conclusion. There's a lot about you need to go down, don't you? You don't want to be up here. I guess it's a lot about self-discovery and self-learning, and I think if you accept that in the growth in the characters, it's a pretty good ending, and I did enjoy that. I did really like that. I just wish that they had tightened Gal's final speech a little bit more. Before we go, I know I did post something on my YouTube community. I have been very quiet on social media as well because my family is in a time of grieving. My dad did pass away earlier this month. It has been difficult. It's an odd thing to share online. I've been second guessing whether or not this is something I wanted to do at the end of a video that should be fun. But I want to explain why I'm quiet, I guess, although I don't feel like I have an audience that I need to explain. I don't know. He did pass away earlier this month. My family has pulled together. We are all very much looking after each other. So we're all safe. We are all well. Thanks, T. Miller. We've had a lot of help. I had a lot of love, and we're gonna keep doing that. Keep pushing along that. Sorry for the sudden right hand turn from the topic, but that said, please have a beer with your dad. Please hug your dad. Please hug that person who just means the world to you and you don't really know how to say it. Yeah. So, yes, Merry Christmas. Hug those that mean the world to you and keep them close. Let them know. And I'm so glad I did. Every day. So, do that. Make sure you do. Okay. I have no idea how to end a live thing on my phone. So you're probably going to see me being a bit of a dork as I shift the phone. Anyone else want to tell me in the comments how to do this? I know how to mute the microphone now.